this is Manindrabu from Batam. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
I'm Sela Sadakau from Vatukola. I only listen to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold Benaka, I'm Vale and I'm working at Golden Grove Resort, and I love listening to Gold FM because it plays a really wide range of classic music.
I'm Saini Sakio from Kashmir Wotoka. I like Gold FM, but only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate. This is FBC News. Tonight, Education Minister urges youngsters to focus on race relations. Government gives green light for next stage of Langi Langi housing project for squatters. And commuters unhappy with poor bus services and attitude of drivers. Educating young people about respecting all races and practicing good values is one step closer to achieving world peace, says Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy. He was speaking at the Fiji Museum in Suva last night at the opening of the Heavenly World Peace Restoration of Light Peace exhibition. The HWPRL is an international peace organization based in Korea. Ellen Stolz tells us more.
Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy has thanked the group for organising the exhibition at the museum, adding education plays a major role in peace building everywhere.
In choosing Fiji for this exhibition, I intend to assure the coordinators that they will not only be reaching out to Fijians but also to the wider Oceania community. Fiji is the heartbeat of the Pacific, and this peace exhibition will certainly attract audience from the region.
As an international peace organisation in association with the UN, this group envisions community development through volunteer outreach, women's advocacy, and engaging the youth of every nation.
The Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light organization is ultimately working towards the goal of bringing all wars to an end and achieving world peace.
Fiji Museum Director Andi Meretui Ratunambuambua says having the exhibition on display will allow visiting school children an opportunity to learn about how important peace is for the world.
This is the first in Oceania to be held, the first exhibition. So, and as the organisers were saying, the Fiji is the hub. Everybody is coming through Fiji.
While the exhibition strongly promotes world peace and harmony, it also touches on racial tolerance and acceptance of all faiths. A lesson for both the young and the old alike. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
Government has given the green light to the People's Community Network to carry out Phase 3 of the Langi Langi housing project at Jitu Estate in Vatuanga. The work will cost $13 million. Ali Kimbia has the details.
Fijians living in informal settlements around Suva will be assisted through the Langi Langi housing project, as government has given the approval for the start of the Phase 3 project later this year.
Phase 2 will be 76, Phase 3 will be 150 homes, and Phase 4 we are expecting to build about 280. So when we finish Phase 5, there's about 800 units built for the people in Jitu.
Galawasa says people living in the Phase 3 areas are ready to relocate to make sure that the project goes ahead.
We've been promised by government that they will fund most of the project until the money starts coming in from the payment, and it will become the revolving fund for other projects in Fiji.
As the work continues on the Phase 2 of the Langi Langi housing project, the People's Community Network has confirmed that over 200 families will be accommodated when Phase 5 of the work is completed. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Complaints about bus services have sparked the LTA to remind bus operators of their obligations to the public. Bus operators are supposed to provide bus services according to their timetable and ensure buses stop at designated transit stops according to their public service vehicle permits. Kelly Vadala reports.
It is compulsory for all public service vehicles to honour the conditions outlined in their permits. This was highlighted by LTA Chief Executive Naisa Tuinadeva. He says public complaints about bus drivers delaying trips and showing unprofessional behavior towards passengers is becoming a growing concern.
The bus industry is heavily regulated, and part of those strict conditions given to the bus operations is about the timetable and how they adhere to the timetable, and which they should do. Under the law, if they're not going to serve or they're not going to provide the service, on a particular time given, as what is given in the timetable, that becomes an infringement.
Fiji Buses Operation Association President Pramod Chand says drivers must learn to show good and acceptable behavior while serving the public.
Timetable is very important because not only you are operating a trip, you have to depart and arrive at a certain place at a certain time, then you have a return trip. And if you don't adhere to timetables, you will get late and you will have a lot of complaints.
Some passengers have said they have to deal with issues of negative attitudes from certain bus drivers and other issues.
Really concerned about the overloading, the speeding, and the music on the buses.
I live in Delinavesi and the buses there are never on time. We end up arriving late at our destination.
I can see bus drivers are rude sometimes.
LTA Executive Tuinadeva says they will not hesitate to take bus drivers to task, especially those who habitually fail to provide the services they have signed up for. The public is urged to report such matters to the LTA. Kelly Badala, FBC News.
Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama says we must work together to fight the single greatest challenge, climate change. He made the comments at the closing of the Pacific Islands Development Forum Summit in Honiara in the Solomon Islands. Maggie Boyle with this report.
The outgoing PIDF chair was clear on the biggest challenge facing Pacific Island nations.
Climate change is the threat to our culture, our security and our very existence, and that creates a stark reality in for individuals and communities. Today, we were able to harness our well-founded concern and passion for these issues and hold meaningful talks on some of the most pressing challenges we face.
Bainimarama says while the 4-year-old organisation has made modest accomplishments, it's sailing a steady ship to change.
We go from Honiara to Marrakesh for the next conference of the parties, meeting on climate change, and from Honiara to Delhi for the global conference on oceans and seas. It is clear that we still have a lot of work to do to ensure that the international community takes heed of our issues and interests for the benefit of our future generations.
The key forward, he says, is a collective stand.
If our words today are to become actions, your dedication and commitment must extend past these big events and onto the global stage. We all need to work in solidarity and speak with one voice.
The PIDF forum concluded today with a leaders' retreat. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama today handed over the chairmanship to the Solomon Islands Prime Minister Manasseh Sogavare. Bainimarama says the forum has come a long way in a short time, and while the accomplishments may seem modest, it is moving steadily in the right direction. He adds we have made real progress on building the forum, on institutionalizing it with complete professional secretariat support, and now the forum has its own charter.
I take this opportunity to renew to the Prime Minister of Solomon Islands and his government the full support of the government and the people of Fiji. We are confident that under the new leadership of Honorable Manasseh Sogavare, the PIDF will extend its influence, strengthen its voice, and raise its international prestige, all because it is an institution that acts intelligently.
The forum ended today in Honiara. However, the PM will remain in the Solomon Islands to attend the Melanesian Spearhead Group's special leadership retreat, which begins tomorrow. Coming up on FBC News, lack of space a concern at Nausori Health Centre. And FHL looks at investing in the dairy sector. Stay with us.
I love listening to the FM Rocks.
My name is Freddy. I'm from Gamiatong. I listen to Mario on the traffic jam every afternoon.
Hi, my name is Salah. I live in Asinu. Today FM rocks.
my name is Denasa and I'm from Lutoka and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Hulamila. I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Today FM. It rocks in Raki Raki.
I'm Mary from Mandera. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
We love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. A lack of space is a major concern for medical officers at the Nausori Health and Medical Service Centre. This was revealed to FBC News by the Nausori Subdivisional Medical Officer today. Sainiani Mboila has more.
Health officers at the Nausori Health Centre struggle each day to deliver best medical services to over 94,000 people.
There are a lot of challenges, but in terms of space constraint is one of the major factors in terms of, and then the number of patients and the doctor ratio is that's another issue that has to be addressed.
Narayan says plans to increase the emergency department has been put forward to the health minister who paid a visit to the medical center today. Minister for Health and Medical Services, Chane Usamate, says plans are in place to implement changes.
Yeah, that's still under review at the moment. So there were some initial plans. Those plans are being revised at the moment, but eventually we will come up with a new facility.
Usamate adds more doctors and nurses are expected to join the health center to help boost medical service delivery. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
Commissioner of Police Brigadier General Sithiven Ngilio has confirmed that photos circulating on social media are in no way linked to the ongoing Operation Davuraka and are in fact old pictures. The photos being circulated on social media show alleged misconduct of officers during a marijuana farm raid. Brigadier General Ngilio stated the police will conduct an investigation in regard to the claims made about the alleged mistreatment of those shown in the photos. The Commissioner says no further comments will be made until the investigation is completed. Fijian Holdings Limited is interested in investing in the dairy sector. FHL Group CEO Nozab Farid says they are currently working with an Israeli company, a local company and Fiji Dairy to assess what business opportunities may be available. Savara Tambor with this story.
Nozab Farid says the FHL is moving into the dairy sector.
That Fijian Holdings has a very strong interest in the dairy business.
Fiji Dairy Farmers Association General Secretary Vijendra Prakash says it's a good move, but the dairy farmers need to be looked after.
Dairy industry is reliable on the farmers' input to try and reduce their export market. So it is very important for the two stakeholders to try and work together for the benefit of the dairy industry of Fiji and for the country as well.
FHL Board Chairman Yohane Neveli says they are always ready to expand their portfolio.
At the end of the day, it's our shareholders and our profitability, because we are here to make sure the corporate entity continues to survive, what we call a going concern, that they continue into the foreseeable future, creating employment, increasing profits and increasing dividend to the shareholders.
FHL shareholders include provincial councils, the Itoke Land Trust Board, the Itoke Affairs Board, Tikinas and village groups, Itoke cooperatives, individuals and family companies. Sabara Tambua, FBC News.
Plans have been announced to construct a new plaza at the site of the current Lami Market. Market vendors can expect major developments in the next few months. Lami Town Council Special Administrator Jasper Singh says that the plaza will also be the new market site. Singh says this is a 12-month to 2-year project.
The whole plaza will have, say, market in the ground floor, maybe a shopping complex such as supermarkets, and we'll have retail outlets, which Lami is lacking at the moment.
Singh says the project is expected to cost around $7 million. However, they will submit the plan to the government for funding. The Northern Division is preparing for its first North Youth Carnival. Organisers are using this carnival as a platform for young people to highlight issues they face at the village and district level. Eleanor Tarangai View with this report.
It will be known as the Carnival with a Difference.
The Northern Youth Carnival will be the first of its kind in Bonoelebu that will bring together all young people from the 3 provinces of the Kaunrobe, Mbua and Madwata. Carnival Committee Chair Josiah T.J. Lalama says the carnival will be a platform for youths to advocate and raise issues they face right at home.
This is one of the exciting aspects of the Miss Youth North Carnival 2016. For the very reason that every contestant will come up with a project, and they will be speaking about that project during this carnival. And this is the project that highlights the concerns from their community.
15 contestants are vying for the first ever Miss North Youth crown, and also a first not only for the Northern Division but for the country as a whole. The contestants will be speaking in their own dialects.
Most of the time we give young beautiful women the platform to speak. Sometimes it's a difficult process. This is an opportunity where contestants or queens will speak in their very own dialect or language that's preferable to them.
19-year-old Rashma Rosie believes taking part in the carnival will help her assist other youths find their voice.
Well, this carnival had the theme of youth with a purpose, and I believe that I had that ambition, that initiative in myself to make a change in others' life.
Apart from a range of daily daylight activities and the evening activities starting at 6 p.m, there will also be a 7th tournament happening during the carnival, which starts from the 2nd of August and ends on the 6th. Eleanor Turangibu, FBC News.
Staff working under Attorney General Ayaz Said Qayyum's portfolios were hosted to a Eid lunch today. The AG's family has been doing this for the past couple of years to share the joys of Eid with his staff. The main purpose of the get-together is to provide an opportunity for the staff to mingle and to get to know each other. The AG served a variety of food and samay to all the guests as in previous years. We turn to sports now. Here's Jamie with all the very latest.
Nakataki and good evening. After the break, Pio Tawai released from hospital and back in Sevens camp. And VGFA announces changes in Nandrunga football. This and more coming up.
आपको खरगंगा के रंजिला का नमस्कार। रेडियो फिजी की सुंदर सुंदर यादों का खजाना एकदम बचपन के दिन याद करा देते हैं।
हमारा नाम जोनी नायडू है। हम रहता है मलोलो में और हम टैक्सी ड्राइवर है। हम सब टाइम अपन टैक्सी में रेडियो फिजी सुनता प्रोग्राम।
हम सिंगाटोका के हैं। हमारा नाम है रोजी। हम लोग यहाँ पे रेडियो फिजी 2 सुनता है।
राम राम, मैं रेमस प्रसाद बोलता हूँ। तब बताऊँ मैं कोई रहता हूँ। मैं जब भी सुना रेडियो फिजी 2 ही सुनता हूँ।
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
Vodafone Fiji 7 star forward Pio Tawai has been released from hospital and has returned to camp in Pacific Harbour. Tawai was rushed to hospital Monday night after having numbness in his legs. Coach Ben Ryan is expected to make a decision on whether Tawai will remain in camp after going through his medical results tomorrow. Meanwhile, Coach Ryan is expected to name a strong 12-member squad for the Olympic Games on Saturday. Ryan says he is closely analysing all aspects of his players and even the teams they're scheduled to face in pool play before finalising his squad. Vasnil Prasad reports.
Ryan has not revealed his list but says he has made up his mind on 80% of the players who will go to Rio.
I'm jumping around in my head, throwing a few balls around and seeing what's happening. I'm looking here, making sure that I'm continuously looking at form and not faces.
He is closely monitoring the pool teams. Fiji is currently grouped with Brazil, Argentina and the USA, expected to be the toughest of all.
USA are a very well drilled side by Mike and Chris and Phil Greening. You know, they're at the Olympic training camp. They have targeted medals. They've got some of the fastest players in the world.
While USA defeated our national side last season, Fiji has had a good record against Argentina, whom they have met 4 consecutive times in the Sevens World Series.
We got a good record against them, but South America, home game for them. Test match stars that are coming back for them. Santi that knows the game very well. I expect a very hard game. So look, we'll start with Brazil, who is their opening game. So you can imagine they'll be 100 miles an hour.
Fiji's results in the pool matches will set the stage for their shot at winning the Olympic Games gold medal in Brazil. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
With 22 days left before the Olympic Games begin in Brazil, Team Fiji has assured that all plans are falling into place. Team Chef de Mission Kathy Wong says they are finalizing all logistics ahead of the team assembly on Saturday. She adds all athletes and teams that have qualified are also rounding up their preparations.
At this stage, we're just finalizing the, obviously, with any major travel, the logistics and the administration part of it. Our teams, the athletes, are in their final stage of just making sure they keep their, in sports we say, you keep your foot to the paddle and keep performing.
Team Fiji will announce its contingent to the Olympic Games at the Grand Pacific Hotel on Saturday. The Road to Gold Committee is hoping to achieve its target of $100,000 before handing its final collection to the Fiji Rugby Union on Saturday. The committee received another boost today with McDonald's contributing $25,000. Road to Gold Committee's co-chair Lichana Lombuka says they have been overwhelmed with the contributions pouring in so far.
We've had a few donors call in and drop off their pledges, and they've dropped off their checks, and everyone is pretty keen. We all know that the event is going to be happening around the corner, and they all want to make sure that their pledge goes towards supporting the Road to Gold.
Selling paper balls for all our customers to purchase for $1 each in all the restaurants throughout Fiji, but we've managed to raise $25,000.
The funds collected will go towards the men's and women's sevens teams preparing for the Olympic Games. The Suva Rugby Union received a major boost today for its Escort Shield competition. RC Manubai has strengthened its sponsorship with Suva Rugby with a check of $10,000 in support of this year's event. SRU Acting Chairman Timothy Nakaruru says the sponsorship is a welcome assistance for the union's finances.
We thank RC Manubai for their sponsorship today. They will assist us in giving out those prize monies and have a motivating factor behind the competition itself. And also, this has also helped in financing our operations for our Super Seniors team.
Meanwhile, Navy is expected to be a major contender this year with an aim to win the Shield 2 years in a row. It is hoped that change in the leadership of Nadroga football will improve its current form. Nadroga Rugby Union President Tiko Matawalu was appointed as the interim president of its football association earlier in the week and had his first meeting with officials yesterday. His first step is to save the Nadroga team from being relegated to the senior division from the Vodafone Premier League.
We've had our first brainstorming session with former and our current players, and we have identified areas that we need to work on. And the first of all was to try and identify players that are capable of playing at the highest level to be able to bring results that we need.
Nadroga currently sits at the bottom of the Vodafone Premier League table with 0 points after 5 matches. That is your sports for this evening. Jack is up next with business.
The Consumer Council of Fiji has signed an agreement with all 3 telecom companies for a 24-hour helpline. Council Chief Executive Pramila Kumar says the toll-free line will run across all 3 telecom networks. Meanwhile, Telecom Fiji, Vodafone and Digicel have agreed to below-market rates for all calls coming into the Consumer Council complaint section.
When we talk about toll-free number and free-of-charge calls, then obviously we need 3 telecommunication companies, because they are the only ones who can make this happen for the establishment of this toll-free line. And the delay was to some extent related to the negotiation of the rates. The initial rates were not too conducive to the council. We had to sort of show the world that as a consumer organization, we can negotiate a better rate.
The consumer helpline numbers will be announced tomorrow by Attorney General Ayaz Said Qayyum. There was a gorgeous and sunny bright day with few clouds in a clear blue sky. The strong southerly winds will bring us a cold night. Looking at the temperatures, they were pretty much the same in most centres. Lambasa was the warmest at 33 degrees, whereas the rest were comfortable in the higher 20s. Tomorrow should be somewhat like today, sunny, some clouds, and just a slim chance of early morning showers in the eastern areas. And the further outlook, we're looking ahead to Friday and the weekend. The sunny conditions will continue with occasional light showers. At sea, southeast winds gusting up to 25 knots, rough to very rough seas. Recapping the main stories for tonight, Education Minister has urged youngsters to focus on race relations in the country. Government gives green light for next stage of Langi Langi housing project for squatter settlement, and LTA has come out strong against bus drivers who are failing to adhere to rules. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. This week's poll question, we are asking, can the Fijiana win gold at Rio Olympics? To answer, visit our FBC website. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Jackie Spate. Good night.
Alango Katonasia Tutua, Omonia Saurara. Although we will take you on a TV and a market tawa. Although Talitana Warrona Bula FM and Nambandu and Set.
Pulamana Viti, Nadango Palacio Materia, one may Nanan Bulubulo Tabiuni, Ausatuga Nandi, and the Talita in Warrongo and a Bula FM. Bula!
Bula FM, number 2 and seri.